What if I told you that the reason most men lose their peace, their focus, and sometimes even their future, is because of who they chose to love? You see, smart men don't pick women by chance. They choose like investors. Because love, brother, can either multiply your life or quietly destroy it. In this video, I'll show you exactly how high-value, emotionally intelligent men decide who gets access to their world, the type of woman that doesn't drain them, but doubles them. Watch till the end because every point builds on the next. And most men only realize these truths after they've already lost themselves in the wrong woman. Let's begin. 1. The business partner mindset. What if the woman beside you is either your greatest investment or your biggest liability? Smart men don't chase sparks. They chase structure. They know attraction fades, but alignment lasts. A weak man looks for comfort. A wise man looks for compatibility of purpose. Because a relationship is not just love. It's a partnership. You're merging lives, dreams, money, and even legacies. And if you treat that like a fantasy instead of a strategy, you'll end up bankrupt. Not in your wallet, but in your peace. A smart man asks himself, does she understand where I'm going? Can she grow with me or will she compete with me? Does she trust my leadership or does she challenge it out of insecurity? The right woman doesn't need to be dependent. She just needs to be dependable. There's a difference. Dependence drains. Dependability builds. She doesn't need to agree with every move you make, but she should believe in your direction. Because a woman who constantly questions your purpose will slowly convince you to abandon it. And here's what most men don't realize. Every woman has influence, but only a few know how to use it with wisdom. A good woman doesn't control you. She centers you. She reminds you who you are when the world starts to distract you. That's why smart men don't fall in love fast. They observe before they invest. They want to see how she reacts to pressure, to plans, to progress. Does she get jealous when you're focused? Does she celebrate your discipline or does she call it boring? Because her reaction to your purpose will reveal if she's a partner or a problem disguised as passion. But here's where most men fail. They stop observing after attraction. And that's dangerous. Because after alignment, the next test is even trickier. Her relationship with attention. You can't build peace with a woman addicted to validation. Attention, brother, is the new drug. And many women are high on it without even realizing it. You can tell by how she lives. She needs constant eyes on her to feel alive. If the world isn't watching, she starts to panic. She posts everything. Emotions, outfits, arguments, because silence makes her feel invisible. She doesn't know how to just be. She only knows how to be seen. Now here's what separates smart men from the rest. They don't get angry about this behavior. They simply evaluate it. They ask, can I trust a woman who needs strangers to validate her every day? Because a woman who lives for applause will eventually betray peace to keep her audience entertained. And that's the danger. When attention becomes oxygen, loyalty becomes negotiable. She can't stay grounded in private when her ego feeds on public praise. A wise man doesn't compete with social media. He chooses a woman whose self-worth comes from within, not from a screen. When she feels beautiful without exposure, calm without chaos, confident without likes, that's a rare kind of power. Because she's not chasing validation. She's choosing value. And here's a truth most men don't want to admit. If she needs everyone's attention, she'll never truly value yours. So watch her relationship with attention before you give her commitment. Observe how she acts when no one's watching, how she speaks when there's nothing to prove. That's when her real character shows. But attention isn't the only test, because even if she's focused, even if she's loyal, if she can't bring peace, you're still in danger. And that's why the next test matters even more. Before we go deeper, just do one thing for me. Hit the like button. If this is already hitting something real, what's coming next will hit even harder. Let's keep going. The test of peace. Without peace, a man becomes a dead living soul. Brother, let me say this straight. You can survive without luxury. You can live without constant excitement, but you cannot function without peace. A man's mind is his empire, and peace is the throne he sits on. Without it, you stop being yourself. You start reacting instead of leading. The truth is, peace isn't found in her looks, her words, or her body. It's found in her energy. You can feel it. The moment you're around her, does your mind calm down or does your body tense up? Most men ignore this signal because they confuse chaos for chemistry. They think a woman who argues passionately cares deeply. No, brother. That's not passion. That's emotional instability disguised as love. If every conversation turns into a debate, if she keeps testing your limits just to feel in control, if peace only exists when you're doing what she wants, you're not in love. You're in captivity. And here's the worst part. When a man loses his peace, he starts losing everything else. He can't think clearly. He can't build. He becomes a soldier living in a war zone he calls love. But the woman who truly values you won't compete with your calm. She'll protect it. She'll understand that peace is how a man breathes, how he plans, how he hears God. The right woman doesn't drain you. She steadies you. Her silence feels safe. Her presence doesn't demand attention. It gives you clarity, because peace of mind isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of focus. And without focus, a man's purpose slowly dies. So if a woman's energy constantly drains you, don't argue with her. Observe the feeling. If being around her makes you restless, brother, that's your soul telling you you're in the wrong environment. Peace is the final filter before commitment, because a woman who can't give you peace will cost you everything. But even peace needs a source. And that's why the next point matters most. Because real peace comes from a woman who fears God, the God-fearing woman. Beauty fades, faith anchors. A woman who fears God isn't perfect, but she's principled. Her strength doesn't come from her emotions. It comes from her foundation. You can trust a woman who fears God because her loyalty doesn't depend on how she feels. It depends on what she believes. When life gets hard, she doesn't run to gossip or revenge. She runs to prayer. When she's angry, she doesn't use silence as punishment. She pauses because her spirit knows the cost of careless words. That's a woman led by wisdom, not impulse. You see, most men chase looks and curves, but the real ones chase character and conviction. A woman who knows God knows how to love a man, not because he's flawless, but because she understands the order of love, respect, and purpose. She doesn't compete with your mission. She prays for it. She doesn't break your focus. She multiplies it. She's not impressed by status. She's attracted to stability and faith. And here's the truth. Every storm in life tests what you're built on. If your relationship isn't grounded in something higher, emotions will tear it apart. A God-fearing woman isn't just loyal to you. She's loyal to the principles that make loyalty possible. Her kindness has boundaries. Her respect has depth. Her love has structure. That's the kind of woman a smart man builds with. Because when the beauty fades and the feelings shift, her faith keeps the house standing. So before you choose, ask yourself, does she align with your purpose? Does she crave attention or peace? Does she bring calm or chaos? And most importantly, does she walk with God or with her ego? Because at the end of the day, brother, a woman doesn't just change your mood. She changes your mindset, your energy, your future. The smartest men don't pick out of loneliness. They pick out of vision. They don't choose who excites them. They choose who expands them. So stay patient, stay grounded, and never forget, the right woman will not distract you from your purpose. She'll help you fulfill it.